Franklin Clinton's story begins in the tough streets of Los Santos, a city divided by wealth, opportunity, and crime. Born and raised in South Los Santos, Franklin grows up surrounded by gangs, drugs, and poverty. From a young age, he sees how the environment shapes people. Many of his peers fall into cycles of crime or remain trapped by systemic barriers. Franklin's early experiences teach him the value of ambition and survival. Unlike many around him, he dreams of rising above the streets. He studies the mechanics of power, influence, and money, knowing that success requires more than force. Even in his early days, Franklin shows intelligence, focus, and patience, traits that will define his path throughout the game. Before he becomes involved with the high-level criminal world, Franklin works for small-time car repossession companies. He demonstrates skill, precision, and a sense of professionalism even in minor jobs. These early jobs reflect his mindset. He is willing to operate on the edge of legality, but he avoids unnecessary violence or recklessness. Franklin's talent with cars, driving, and street smarts soon attracts attention. His abilities stand out among his peers, earning him respect and opportunity. It is during this period that he first begins interacting with figures connected to more significant criminal operations, laying the foundation for his rise. Before we go any further, please consider subscribing to the channel and like the video if you enjoy this type of content. It would help me out a lot. Now on with the video. Franklin's life changes when he meets Michael DeSanta, a former professional criminal living under witness protection in Vinewood. The encounter occurs during a repossession job gone wrong, when Franklin tries to take a car from Michael's son. This meeting introduces Franklin to a world beyond street-level crime. Michael sees potential in Franklin and takes him under his wing. This partnership marks the start of Franklin's transformation. He begins participating in heists, learning planning, execution, and the management of complex criminal operations. Unlike the chaotic gang activities in South Los Santos, Michael introduces Franklin to strategy, timing, and collaboration. This mentorship teaches Franklin how to operate on a higher level while balancing risk and reward. Franklin's story further develops as he navigates relationships with other central characters, including Trevor Phillips. Initially cautious, Franklin learns to adapt to Trevor's unpredictable, often violent behavior. He witnesses firsthand the extremes of the criminal world, including betrayal, revenge, and brutality. These experiences test his moral compass and force him to make difficult choices. Franklin demonstrates adaptability, reasoning under pressure, and careful judgment. While Michael relies on experience and Trevor on chaos, Franklin blends ambition with pragmatism. This combination allows him to rise in influence while avoiding many of the pitfalls that consume others in Los Santos. Throughout GTA V, Franklin undertakes increasingly complex heists and criminal operations. From armored car robberies to large-scale bank heists, each job strengthens his skills and reputation. He becomes known for precision driving, effective planning, and the ability to coordinate with unpredictable partners. These operations also expose Franklin to systemic corruption, corporate crime, and political influence. He begins to understand that power in Los Santos extends beyond street gangs. He witnesses the intersection of money, law, and criminal opportunity, gaining insight into how influence can be wielded at multiple levels. Franklin's ambitions shift from mere survival to calculated opportunity. He wants more than wealth. He wants freedom from the limitations of his environment. A critical aspect of Franklin's story is his personal growth. Unlike Michael or Trevor, Franklin faces the consequences of growing up in a disadvantaged neighborhood. He navigates complex social dynamics, including loyalty to friends, family expectations, and gang allegiances. He struggles with identity, trying to balance the lessons of his upbringing with the new world of high-level crime he has entered. Franklin is cautious not to repeat his father figure's mistakes, unlike Michael, who is often caught between past habits and current actions. His trajectory focuses on calculated decision-making and measured risk-taking, allowing him to survive where others fall. His journey demonstrates the importance of patience, strategy, and moral reflection, even in a criminal setting. Franklin's ambitions culminate in the game's heists and ultimate choices. The final missions force him to decide the fate of Michael and Trevor, presenting multiple possible outcomes. Franklin can choose loyalty, betrayal, or survival. Each choice reflects the themes that have defined his story: strategy, ethics, and pragmatism. Unlike Michael, who is entangled in guilt and redemption, or Trevor, whose chaos drives consequences, Franklin operates as the executor of choice. He evaluates risk, loyalty, and long-term benefit, illustrating his growth from a street-level hustler to a master strategist. This evolution completes his narrative arc, showing a character capable of navigating the complex hierarchy of crime and power in Los Santos. Franklin's story is also defined by his mobility across Los Santos. From Vinewood mansions to the dense neighborhoods of South Los Santos, Franklin experiences the full spectrum of the city. He sees wealth, luxury, and opportunity, contrasting sharply with crime-ridden areas. This dual perspective informs his decision-making. He understands the stakes of each environment, adapting his approach accordingly. His street knowledge combined with strategic mentorship from Michael allows him to operate in spaces where others cannot. He is uniquely equipped to navigate both the dangerous and privileged areas of Los Santos, blending instinct with planning. Ultimately, Franklin Clinton represents ambition, skill, and resilience in the GTA V universe. He rises from street-level crime to high-stakes operations, demonstrating intelligence, caution, and leadership. His interactions with Michael and Trevor shape his growth, while his personal drive ensures he can make choices that define his legacy. Franklin survives physical danger, moral complexity, and the unpredictable nature of Los Santos' criminal world. His story shows the importance of adaptation, strategy, and foresight in a city defined by opportunity and peril. He is not the loudest, most violent, or most reckless character, but his combination of skills, ethics, and ambition makes him one of the most compelling figures in the Grand Theft Auto series. After the events of GTA V, Franklin Clinton transitions from street-level hustler and high-stakes criminal to a figure capable of navigating both legal and covert operations. In GTA Online, his involvement with the agency reflects this evolution. The agency positions Franklin not just as a participant in crime, but as a professional handling operations that blend espionage, technology, and high-risk assignments. Unlike his previous life, which relied heavily on instinct, street smarts, and small-scale heists, his role in the agency emphasizes strategy, discretion, and the management of advanced resources. Franklin's experience in navigating Los Santos' criminal world prepares him uniquely for these new challenges, allowing him to operate efficiently where less experienced operatives might fail. Franklin's transition into the agency demonstrates both growth and adaptation. The missions he undertakes are far more complex than the heists of his past. They involve infiltration, information gathering, extraction, and protection of high-value assets. Unlike the chaos-driven escapades with Michael and Trevor, these tasks demand precision, timing, and control over every variable. Franklin's intelligence, patience, and ability to assess risk make him an ideal operative. He handles situations where negotiation, manipulation, and problem-solving are more effective than brute force. This represents a natural progression in his story. He moves from surviving street-level crime to orchestrating operations that influence powerful organizations and corporations across Los Santos. The agency storyline also highlights Franklin's ability to manage advanced technology and surveillance. In GTA Online, players see him coordinating missions that rely on security systems, stealth technology, and intelligence-gathering tools. This contrasts sharply with his early experiences in street-level repossessions or small-time heists. Franklin must understand both human behavior and mechanical systems. He leverages his past knowledge of criminal methods while integrating modern tools of covert operations. This blend of old and new skills demonstrates that Franklin's evolution is not just about status or wealth. It is about competence, foresight, and mastery over increasingly complex environments. Additionally, Franklin's role with the agency places him in a position of leadership and mentorship. He no longer works purely as a subordinate operative. He guides, advises, and coordinates with other agents. His experience surviving the streets and navigating the criminal hierarchy makes him a valuable asset. He knows when to act, when to strategize, and how to anticipate opposition. The missions in GTA Online reflect this leadership, requiring coordination with multiple operatives simultaneously. Franklin's presence ensures that high-risk operations succeed, emphasizing the trust and authority he has earned since his days under Michael and Trevor's guidance. Franklin's moral trajectory in the agency also expands. While his past focused on survival and personal ambition, the agency missions require him to balance legality, ethics, and operational goals. Franklin operates in a gray area. His work may involve covert operations that skirt the law, but it often has structured objectives rather than chaotic criminal intent. This mirrors his personal growth. He learns to navigate systems larger than himself, understanding that influence and control can achieve more than reckless risk. His evolution demonstrates a shift from street-level pragmatism to strategic foresight, showing how experience, intelligence, and patience create long-term advantage. The integration of Franklin into the agency also reinforces continuity with his GTA V story. His skill set, refined through years of high-stakes heists and survival against dangerous adversaries, allows him to thrive in environments where less experienced operatives fail. Missions often reference his ability to read situations, anticipate threats, and act decisively. Franklin's past survival against both his father's legacy and the criminal chaos of Los Santos gives him credibility and capability in a professionalized criminal espionage setting. The contrast between the violent, chaotic world of GTA V and the calculated, high-tech operations of the agency highlights Franklin's growth while maintaining continuity with his established traits. Finally, Franklin's role in the agency cements his status as a bridge between the street and the corporate or governmental spheres of Los Santos. He embodies adaptability, intelligence, and leadership. Unlike Michael, who is often burdened by guilt, or Trevor, whose impulsiveness defines his choices, Franklin represents strategy, patience, and calculated risk. He survives not just because he is capable, but because he understands context, human behavior, and systems of power. The agency missions illustrate the next step in his evolution, moving from street-level hustler to professional operative capable of influencing the city at a structural level, all while maintaining the core traits that define his character: resilience, ambition, and moral pragmatism.